HERDLINE News.
I mean, can you imagine the scene to be a fly on the wall in Aaron Rodgers' living room when he gets that phone call? Yeah, so we've hired Brett Favre. Amazing. All right. Something like that could happen in Oakland. I believe that. Mark Davis was asked yesterday at the NFL's owners meeting about his thoughts on Amari Cooper's recent success with the Cowboys. He was also asked if he talked to Jerry Jones about Cooper. And Davis said, "We laughed a little. Results are what speak. That's what it's all about. In the future, we might be saying, damn, he was a great, great player. We always had the fastest guy in the field no matter what. I think my dad would have loved Amari, but it just didn't work in our system." What is the Raiders system?
So I asked Greg Cosell. Listen, this is going to be, you know what he's basically doing, Joy? What Gruden is doing is, listen, this is my team, and I'm going to get rid of the previous guy's stuff. We're going to get draft picks, and we're going to build a team I want, but I don't want to inherit a super expensive pass rusher and a super expensive wide receiver, and I'm not even in love with the current quarterback, but he's probably too good to let go. But in the end, Gruden's saying, I got a 10-year deal. I'm going to do it my way. The difference between what he's doing and Kyle Shanahan is Kyle Shanahan didn't inherit anybody as good as Khalil Mack or Amari Cooper. But Kyle Shanahan's doing the same thing. Is this about my guys and my system and my way?
I mean, it's not uncommon for someone to come in at the top of a company and remove the higher-ups that are there. They don't purge everyone, but they get the people out who have influence over everyone else who have been there so that they can institute whatever their mantra or new direction is. So that's not uncommon. I don't necessarily think that the Khalil Mack trade or the Amari Cooper trade was just about him trying to clear space for his guys. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that they're moving to Las Vegas, and it's very expensive to move players like Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper on these huge contracts to Las Vegas. There's a lot of stuff involved with this. You have to move an entire organization. Right. It's very expensive. But he just better get it right. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So the NFL is having a dream season. Scoring is exploding. New stars are emerging. Ratings are up. And the past 2 weeks have been shadowed by some familiar issues, players accused of assault, and how teams and league investigators responded. Some uncomfortable topics in the Winter League meeting yesterday surfaced. And Goodell was asked about reports that suggested the league had not seen the Kareem Hunt video until TMZ released it.
We don't pay for video evidence. We don't have from our standpoint, we think that that's not appropriate for a league organization to do that. So we obtain material that we have access to. We look to do that, but we're not going to do it by corrupting people or trying to find a way to bribe them into giving us video. That's not what we do.
But you're not the police.
They're not.
You're not held to some moral, bribery standard. Giving someone money to obtain a video that is undoctored, in my mind, is not a violation of any kind of moral standard. You're not paying someone to give a testimony. You're asking for a video.
Yeah, NFL does 90% of stuff well, fluidly, and smartly. They have struggled with this.
I feel like they've struggled with it because the power is too top-heavy. It's a really simple answer to me. Diversity, real diversity. So you have people in the room who are from different places in life, who look different, who have different backgrounds, different skill sets, all with the same level of input. That helps to change the way that problems are solved. Also, put it to a committee. It does not need to be one person's decision.
Thank you.
I mean, when you get in trouble, don't you go before a jury?
Yeah,
It's not one person's decision how things are handled.
If I was a commissioner of any league, and I've said this, the first thing I would do as a commissioner of any league, in any sport, hockey, baseball, MLS, I would create a committee to handle domestic violence, assault.
Any kind of investigation.
I don't even want to know. I'm not a lawyer. I have no background. It's the first. The second thing I would do is check on my television contracts and to make sure my TV partners like me and they're happy and I've got. But the first thing was I'd create this and get me out of the discipline area, because that is, even when you do discipline well, it's an opinion. It's in social media world.
You cannot win.
Ever.
You cannot win.
Ever.
Even if you nail it, there's going to be something that goes on
that doesn't work. Don't leave yourself culpable for any of those situations.
I completely agree. Finally, Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Kyler Murray was drafted 9th overall by the Oakland Athletics in the 2018 MLB draft. He signed a contract that included a $4.6 million signing bonus, an agreement that allowed him to play one more season of college football before he reports to spring training in 2019. At least that was the plan. Now, according to John Morosi of MLB.com, there's actually a way that Kyler can get out of that deal. His contract with the A's includes a provision that lays out how he would forego his salary and repay his signing bonus if he chooses to play in the NFL. And if he is the first overall pick, which I don't know if anyone is projecting him to be that really, but you get about $33 million guaranteed. If the last pick you'd get in the first round, you get about $10 million guaranteed. So he'd be making way more money if he went to the NFL. I don't know what he's going to end up doing.
Your money is more guaranteed in baseball.
Your money is guaranteed in baseball.
Couldn't it come down to this though? Because he's going to be a multimillionaire in both.
Right.
And whether he gets $40 million in this sport or $58 in the other one, what do you love when you wake up in the morning? Do you have a baseball glove? Is that what you think of, or a football? What do you love more? Because I've said this before in my business. Don't chase money. When you wake up in the morning, what drives you? And if you love baseball, then go pursue baseball. Don't worry about the money because you're going to have $25 million in the bank regardless.
Right. I mean, he's in a unique position, obviously, being that he's that talented to be projected highly in both sports. But I think if you have the equal talent, I guess, in this situation, like you said, go with what's going to make you happy.
The media,
don't do too much.
The print media, because the print media doesn't make much money, they always fall for the chase the money. But when you're as talented as this kid and are going to get paid in both, you chase your love. I can make a lot of money in radio or TV. Now, I'm lucky I can do both at the same time. But you have to make a decision in life when you're driving to work in the morning. There's no nobility in being miserable and wealthy. That's an awful life.
Right.
If this kid doesn't like football and loves baseball, I don't give a rip about what the money is. You're going to make it with both.
Right. And I mean, at that point, it's like how much money is really going to make you happy. It's not like he's talking about going in the 6th round in the NFL or first round in baseball. Like if it's all equal, do it.
He's a really fascinating prospect in both. And the NFL's saying good Lord, the way the NFL's played right now, I never thought I'd think a 5'8" guy could work. But I look at him and Tua at Alabama, and I'm like, oh, yeah, those guys will make it in the NFL. They'll do something.
Look at what you were talking about with the way all the rookies are playing anyway.
He'll make it somewhere. I mean, he wouldn't be my first guy I'd take, but he'll make it somewhere in the NFL. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The HERDLINE News.
Good stuff. Greg Jennings is around the corner.